par KO, and her opponent fighting out of the red corner, sporting a professional record of 6 wins in as many bouts. 1 win coming by way of knockout. De Témiscouata au Quebec, from Témiscouata, Quebec, Leila Beauddin.
You received my instruction in your dressing room. Vous avez reçu mes instructions dans vos vestiaires. Respect my instruction all the time. On respecte mes instructions tout le temps. Protect yourself all the time. On se protège tout le temps.
Third of 7 fights. Eye of the Tiger at the Montreal Casino. Leila Beauddin of Canada, a record of 6-0. Karla Zamora of Mexico, a record of 9-8. Beauddin is 26. Zamora, 29 years old. Experience edge 2, the Mexican fighter. We'll see how much that matters here.
Yeah, Karla Ramos is someone who really battled her way up from a stage in her career where she had lost 6 of 8 fights between 2015 and 2018. Looked like she was kind of heading down a path of being a pure journeywoman, and now sits at number 13 in the WBC ranking. So this is a crucial fight for Beauddin in terms of her development as a fighter and her proximity to big fights.
6 2-minute rounds here for the women. Beauddin in her 4th fight of 2022.
Yeah, nice to see for Beauddin, who had just a horrid stretch of fight cancellations between 2020 and 2021. She had 3 straight fights canceled within days of those fights. One of them when she got COVID herself while on the resort in Cuernavaca, Mexico, waiting for her fight. So just a horrible string of luck, and nice to see some consistency now in the career of Beauddin. Work there on the inside from Beauddin. Ramos really a pure pressure fighter who will switch stances constantly. The natural southpaw, but will fight orthodox for big stretches or switch mid-flight. There's a good straight right hand as Zamora was squared up.
Oh, good left there from Beauddin. Scoring late here in round 1. The Canadian.
Terrific
bit of
opening
a
round.
flurry to finish there as we'll head to the corners.
The $6 your way deal at Burger King is a triple win. Your choice of a
Beauddin has fought 30. I guess 31 now with this one into the 2nd round.
And again, if not for the constant fight cancellations that she's endured, it'd probably be many more than that. But I think we've already seen some growth in Beauddin since her last fight against Amel Anouar. And after that fight, she said that the goal in that fight was to set traps and not to throw punches for no reason. And we're seeing Beauddin, we saw her in the opening round, really pick her shots well. The wrong fight for her against Ramos Zamora would just be to go toe-to-toe and try and match volume with Ramos Zamora. But we're seeing her find her range, find her distance, and she's landing a lot of good flush shots so far here, even in the 2nd. Glenn also working with a new coach, her 2nd straight fight with Milian Boucher-Johnston, who also coached her in her first 2 pro fights. Said she really likes the bond that they have, that they understand one another as coach and athlete. And to this point, in the toughest test that she's faced in her pro career, this might be the best that Beauddin has looked thus far.
Oh, good right hand there. You see her digging nicely to the body, then coming up to the head. 2 rounds in the books. Solid start for the Canadian Leila Beauddin. Bruce Rainey, Corey Erdman ringside, Eye of the Tiger Boxing. Fight number 3, a card full of 7 fights tonight at the Montreal Casino. Leila Beauddin in the whites and Karla Zamora in the black trunks.
Zamora trying to make it a little rough on the inside. You saw a little wince from Beauddin. I think that Zamora used the old jump up with your shoulder on the inside trick and might have caught Beauddin on the chin. Zamora has fought 2 current world champions. Fought Erica Cruz, who of course just defended her featherweight title against another Canadian fighter in Jelena Mrnjavcevic. And Zamora's also fought Marie-Eve Dicaire, the current 154-pound title holder. Zamora's fought everywhere from featherweight to welterweight. She will take a call and accept a fight basically anywhere on the scale in that neighborhood.
This one falls in the super featherweight category. Oh, right hand from Beauddin.
Beauddin changing levels there, coming over the top of the right hand. And maybe trying to get her respect a little bit on the inside.
Bit of a rougher round number 3 as Zamora attempts to messy this up a bit.
Yeah, this is some good chippy work, I think, from Zamora on the inside. For her to win this fight, I think it has to look like it did during that sequence. I don't think it's been enough for her to win this round, but these are improvements from Zamora.
Yeah, she's... Second half of this 6-round fight set to begin. Beauddin of Canada in the whites, Zamora in the black trunks, and fairly close through 3. Zamora, according to one judge, doing enough to win round number 3.
That was our French colleagues who are seated to our right on the French broadcast, which is also being simulcast on TVA a little bit later on. Good pal Matt giving one of the rounds to Karla Zamora. And again, I think you can make an argument for that. I thought that Beauddin probably still did enough in the 3rd round, but the work from Zamora during some of those final sequences of round 3 kind of changed the dynamic of this fight, and it's kind of carried over here into round 4 as well.
So she's disrupted rhythm, hasn't she? She's made it messy.
Right. This is one of the things that Beauddin said she's looking forward to, is testing herself against different styles, not just facing better fighters, but facing different types of fighters. And Zamora is nothing if not different. This is someone that is, in her own words, learned to box as a professional. She fought here in Canada last time against Vanessa Bradford, against Marie-Eve Dicaire. She said she was still learning how to fight. She's more of a fully formed fighter than she was back then. A good overhand right there from Beauddin. That has been key for her. Landing that pot shot and then getting back on the move. I think this has cemented this round for Beauddin.
Yeah, a couple of late big shots. Round number 5. Good matchup here between Beauddin and Zamora. Our French colleagues have this fight dead even.
Dead even, yeah. You saw the unofficial scorecard a moment ago. Again, I think that these last 2 rounds have been debatable. They have been more to the liking, I think, stylistically, for Zamora. I still felt that Beauddin landed Some really clean, effective shots, particularly towards the end of that last round.
Left-right from Beauddin.
That might have been the best right hand of the fight for Beauddin as well. And again, there's this sneaky work from Zamora on the inside as well. And in 2-minute rounds, it often favors hustle fighters like Zamora who just keep their hands moving and can kind of arrest the momentum of the round just with pure activity. We saw a former opponent of Zamora, Erica Cruz, kind of employ that style to great effect.
Well, it's good to look busy, right?
Yeah, and particularly in shorter rounds, because you can sustain that pace. But this is good stuff from Beauddin, just leaning on Zamora and at least looking like the aggressor, controlling her body on the inside. Couple good right hands at the end of the round there for Beauddin, and a left hook.
Oh, this close fight.
Fight this 6th round like you need it, because there have been at least 2 toss-up rounds, and you can't give this one to Zamora.
There's a good counter right from Beauddin.
Beautiful counter right from Beauddin. Step back right hand, comes back with another one immediately afterwards, but Zamora just continues to move her hands. The adaptations that Beauddin had made to her game, being a little more judicious with her punch selection. In some ways, that's really helped her, because the most eye-catching shots throughout this fight have come from her. Zamora is certainly throwing more. And now it'll be up to the judges to see what they prefer. And again, in these 2-minute rounds, short fights, you never know what can happen on the scorecard.
Yeah, the head-snapping punches have come from Beauddin, but the volume has favored, perhaps, Zamora. "20 seconds left to impress here."
Big moment here for Beauddin. An opponent who's in the top 15 in the WBC. A victory here could place her in those rankings. Monumental step for Beauddin if she could pull it off.
Trying to finish with a flourish and throwing leather right to the end. Good fight between Beauddin and Zamora. It will go.
Cease with scores of 58 to 56 in favor, a unanimous decision, unanime pour Leila Beauddin.